Balitang National. Good morning, Pilipinas, and welcome to another edition of Balitang National. For this video, allow me to use English and Tagalog as our medium of instruction. Sa pagkakataong ito, tayo ay inatasan na mag-simplify ng ibinigay na rational expressions. But in this case, we can see that both numerators and denominators of the largest rational expression also contains rational expressions. So yung gagawin natin, we are going to simplify the numerator first, then simplify the denominator using the concepts of simplifying rational expressions before we can combine them into one. So, pag binigyan kayo ng ganito, you need to specify first ano mangyayari sa numerator at saka sa denominator. So, ngayon, let's first focus muna sa ating numerator. Look at our numerator. It's an expression including 1 over x minus 1 over y. Dalawang rational expression na isa-subtract natin. Pero, yung mangyayari dito, kasi nga, yung ating mga fractions or rational expressions na nandun sa numerator natin ay hindi similar. We can only call them similar if they have the same denominator. Similarity of rational expressions will also be very important here kasi nga, we cannot subtract or yung sa baba, we can also add them if the fractions or rational expressions are not similar. So, mangyayari sa ating numerator dito, na yun din po ang mangyayari sa ating denominator is we are going to look for LCD. So, this entire expression is still equal to this. But then again, yung gagawin po muna natin is yung numerator natin po. So, mangyayari dito, our LCD of our numerator is the product of the two denominators x and y. So, our LCD is xy. Kagaya po na mangyayari sa ating 1/2 at saka minus 1/3. We cannot subtract them immediately, but we can locate or look for its LCD. Its LCD is 2 times 3, that's why we have 6. So represented po ng x and y, simply multiply them. That's why we have x, y. Then, we are going to look for our appropriate numerators in such a way na di po pwedeng 1 minus 1 pa rin po yung numerator natin. Kaya dito, di po pwedeng 1 minus 1 pa rin. Yung mangyayari po is we are going to do this. Looking at these fractions here. 6 divided by 2 is a 3. That should be the multiplier of your numerator 1. So that this entire fraction is just an equivalent fraction of 1/2. 3/6 is 1/2. But we are not yet done. We will do the same thing on the second fraction. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. That should be the multiplier of our numerator 1. And, of course, yung operation natin is subtraction, yun yung magagawin natin dito. So, yun din po ang mangyayari sa ating numerator dito po. So, xy divided by x is y. That should be the one to be multiplied by your 1 there. And then, minus, do the same thing on the other side. Xy divided by y is x. That's the multiplier of your 1. So this is what happened to our numerator. In short, we can let's not write equality kasi nga we are just trying to simplify them. So this is still the entire rational expression. Mangyayari po dito sa ating numerator is y times 1 is just y minus x over x y. Di pa po tayo tapos. We just finished combining the rational expressions found on the original numerator. Now, let's proceed to the denominator po. Yung ating mga denominator ng ating, or yung ating rational expressions sa ating denominator contains x and y. So, we are still going to have the LCD of x, y. And let's do the same thing. xy divided by x is y. That should be the multiplier of your 1. Then, plus xy divided by y is x. That's the multiplier of 1. This would mean that here, it's y plus x over xy. Okay? So, dito na po, tapos na po nating i-combine yung mga rational expressions in both numerators and denominators, and we have this form here. Now, notice we are dividing two rational expressions. Just like dividing fractions, we are going to use here the keep, change, flip method. Keep, change, flip method means we are going to keep the entire numerator, okay? And then, just like this, we're going to keep the entire numerator. So you have y minus x over xy. This is our entire numerator po. Yung mangyayari po sa division, we are going to convert it or change the operation into multiplication. That's why we have keep, change. Pwede pa patapos. Meron pa isa. Flip or reciprocate your denominator here. So instead of y plus x over xy, you reciprocate it, you flip it, you will have this form. X, y over y plus x. So instead of dividing rational expressions, we are now multiplying rational expressions using the keep, change, flip method. Just like if you have it here, 1/2, let's say, divide by 1/3 in this form, you're going to keep 1/2 as it is, change the operation to multiplication, and reciprocate or flip your divisor. And then you proceed with your process of multiplying them. So dito, ang mangyayari natin, we can see the presence of xy here and xy as the numerator here as well. So using the cancellation law of multiplication, you could cancel them out, leaving a result which is equal to y minus x here and over y plus x. So this is now the result. Now, some of us here, baka yung gagawin natin ganito at saka ganito sa kabila. Di po pwede. Kasi nga po, yung cancellation law natin will only work on terms, coefficients, or expressions separated by multiplication because the complete name of cancellation law po ay cancellation law for multiplication. Y and x terms on our numerator are separated by subtraction. Y and x terms on our denominator is separated by addition. This means we cannot cancel them, and this is already our final answer. Ito na po yung sagot natin sa ibinigay na rational expression na mayroong rational expression sa both numerators and denominators. We are solving them separately before we can combine them into one. Lester Lou Sigumpan, nagbabalita for Balitang Rational. Huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe, i-like at i-share ang video ito. Maraming salamat!